Welcome to GCSE Maths Help. Today we're going to be looking at rearranging the formula exam paper questions. This video is a follow-on from my Rearranging the Formula Key Points video, which I will link in the bio below. If you haven't watched that video, you might find it useful before looking at exam questions. For everyone else, let's get started. So like I mentioned in the Key Points video, the only past paper questions I've seen involving rearranging the formula have said in plain letters, please rearrange the formula. They aren't usually hiding within a real life scenario like other algebra questions often are, but you never know, so be prepared. This first example we're going to do says rearrange the formula to make u the subject, and we've got v equals the square root of u squared minus 10p. So I'm going to start by making a list of all the processes that u's been through to get to this point. So the first thing that happened to u was it was squared, then it had 10p taken away from it, and then it was square rooted to get to v. So we're going to work backwards through this list and reverse what's happened to it to get u on its own. So the last thing that happened to u was it was square rooted, so we're going to square both sides to reverse that. So we get v squared is equal to u squared minus 10p. So working backwards in the list, the next thing that happened was it had 10p taken away from it. So we're going to reverse that by adding 10p to both sides. So we get v squared plus 10p is equal to u squared. And then the first thing that happened to u was it was squared. So we're going to reverse that by square rooting both sides. So we get v squared plus 10p all square rooted is equal to u. So we've rearranged the formula to make u the subject. So this next question says, rearrange the formula to make y the subject. And we've got x equals 1 minus 2y divided by 3 plus 4y. So usually we'd start by writing a list of all of the processes that the new subject of the formula has been through. But as you can see, we've got two lots of y, so we need to try and collect them all together. So we need to get rid of the fraction first, so I'm going to start by timesing both sides by 3 plus 4y. So we get x. 3 plus 4y on this side is equal to 1 minus 2y on that side. So now I'm going to expand out the brackets to give us 3x plus 4xy is equal to 1 minus 2y. So now I'm going to put all of the elements that have got y involved on one side of the formula and put everything else on the other side. So I'm going to add 2y to both sides to give us 3x plus 4xy plus 2y is equal to 1. And I'm going to minus 3x from both sides to give us 4xy plus 2y is equal to 1 minus 3x. So now that both of the elements on the first side have got y in them, I'm going to take y out as a factor. So it leaves us with y and then 4x plus 2 inside the bracket. So now I'm going to be able to divide both sides by 4x plus 2 and then y will be on its own, which is what we're aiming for. So if we divide both sides by 4x plus 2, we get y equals 1 minus 3x divided by 4x plus 2, and we've rearranged the formula to make y the subject. So our last question says, rearrange the formula to make r the subject, and we've got p equals 3r minus 1 divided by r plus 2. So this is another one of those questions where we're not able to write down the list of processes that r has been through because there's two lots of r in the formula. So we're going to start by getting rid of the fraction first. So I'm going to times both sides by r plus 2. So we've got p, r plus 2 in brackets is equal to 3r minus 1. So now we can expand the bracket to get pr plus 2p is equal to 3r minus 1. So now we can gather up all the elements that have r involved in them on one side of the equation and put everything else on the other side. So I'm going to start by adding 1 to both sides. So we get pr plus 2p plus 1 is equal to 3r. And then I'm going to minus pr from both sides. So we've got 2p plus 1 is equal to 3r minus pr. So now that the elements involving r are on the same side, we can take r out as a factor. So we've got 2p plus 1 is equal to r, 3 minus p inside the bracket. So now we can divide both sides by 3 minus p to give us 2p plus 1 divided by 3 minus p is equal to r, and we've rearranged the formula to make r the subject. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you would like to have a little recap on the key points on this topic, click the link in the bio below. Don't forget to subscribe to GCSE Maths Help with the subscribe button below, or you can check out my Instagram page at GCSE Maths Help for more videos and tips. Thanks for watching.